How to play as Sanji in Baldur's Gate 3. We have already here our character, and you want to pick the next race, which is gonna be the elf race, which is gonna give you the next features, which is gonna be speed, which Sanji is very fast. Dark vision, because well, Sanji has haki, so he must be able to see with his observation haki. And Fey Ancestry is gonna have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, because he is very charming. So as a sub race, you are going to pick High Elf, because we can get Firebolt, and you know why, because double jumbo. Alright, so the other country that you want to select, or that we can select, that makes sense with Sanji, is gonna be this, the Blade one. Now, if we cast this, we take only half the damage from bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing attacks, which makes perfect sense with his Exo Escalon that he has after he activates it in his battle against Queen. As a background, you can either pick Guild Artisan, if we want to kinda resemble it to Cook, or we can also pick Entertainer, which it's the one I'm gonna be using right now. Performance, we could actually change it to cooking in terms of the role-playing strategy of Sanji. You want to have your stats like something like this, because we know because of wisdom we are gonna be using the monk class, charisma, which we're also gonna be needing because we are going to multi-class this character, and dexterity also because of the movement. In proficiencies, we can change something like this, probably like this, survival, mostly because he spent as a kid with Chef Seref those times surviving. I think it's more like this instead of intimidation. I don't think that Sanji is intimidating that much, so I really prefer for him to have this survival. Alright, we have our character. Let's go through the tutorial, and I'll be right back in a bit to fully start building the character. Once you start playing, you want to select the next classes. Now we're going to pick Rogue. Now for Rogue on level 3, we're going to select the Thief subclass. So you can actually unlock the fast hands, and we can get an additional bonus action, so we can get another attack during the game. Also, we're gonna go with second story work, we're gonna be gaining resistance to falling damage, similar to what Sanji has as Skywalk. As a feat, you want to select the Alert feat, which is gonna give us 5 bonus to initiative and can be surprised, which is similar to Haki. At level 5, we're going to do multi-class, or we're going to select the Bard, the Bard class. Countries, we're going to select the Friends, and we're going to select the also Visionary Mockery, which we could also interpret this as something as a cooking move, especially for Sanji. As a spells, we're going to select Speak with Animals, since Sanji can speak with Chopper in a sense. We're going to select Heroism, which makes him immune to Fragment and gain 5 temporary hit points. We're going to select Featherfall, which is gonna give us immunity to falling damage, and we're going to select Disguise Self because of the ability that Sanji has with disguising himself, like he did in Alabasta as Mr. Prince. As Bard level 2, we're gonna gain another one, another skill. You can either select Charm Person, so you can have advantage on charisma checks in dialogue, or you can also select Cure Wounds, which could be similar to when Sanji fits Luffy or the entire crew. Also, you can also pick Long Strider, so you can increase your movement speed, which we know that Sanji is pretty fast. I'm actually gonna pick this one. And as a replace spell, we can also change Heroism, so we can gain the Charm, which is gonna be useful in dialogue. And remember that we also have a new action, which is the Song of Rest, this could also be related to Sanji feeding the crew and helping them regain their strength. Once we get the level 2 of Bard, we're going to multi-class again and we're gonna select the fighter class. Now this is gonna help us also gain the action of second wind, which is gonna help us regain a little bit of health. And for instance, we're going to pick the defense one, which is gonna give us 1 bonus to armor class, similar to the exoskeleton that Sanji has, and unlocks after the Green Queen. As fighter level 2, we're gonna gain the action surge, which is gonna give us another extra action when we use it during the battle. Once we get to level 2 of fighter, we're gonna go to multi-class one last time, and we're gonna select the monk class. Now, as a monk, we're gonna get some new actions: patient defense, attack rolls against you have disadvantage. We're gonna get step of the wind, dash, double your movement speed. And we're gonna get 2 retreat to safety by disengaging, which are pretty much abilities that Sanji has due to his speed. At monk level 3, we're gonna select our subclass as Way of the Open Hand. This is gonna give us 3 new actions, which is Flurry of Blows Troppo, Fury of Blows Stagger, and Fury of Blows Push. Each one is considered a bonus action, which is gonna give us a lot of attacks to do during the battle. As level 4 feat, we could also go the Tavern Brawler, which is gonna make, when you make an unarmed and use an improvised weapon or throw something, your strength modifier is added to the damage and attack rolls, which we have 10 of strength. It's pretty much, it's a bit enough so we can get additional damage. So go with mobile. Your movement speed increases and difficult terrain doesn't slow you down when you dash, which is pretty good ability too. If you move after making a melee attack, you don't provoke opportunity attacks from your target. And finally, you can go with the athlete. Your strength or dexterity increases by 1. When you are prone, standing up using significantly less movement, your jump distance also increases by 50%. So you can go whichever you want with this one. You can also go with the ability improvement and add 2 increases of any stat that you want. You can go with wisdom, or you can also go with dexterity. Now, because I want to have a very fast Sanji, I'm gonna go with mobile, which is gonna give you the class feature speed increases, evade opportunity attacks, and evade difficulty terrain. So now we are going to test this Sanji build. For example, now that we have our build with the we have the rogue levels, we can make the cunning actions that we actually use the dash, and we're gonna start attacking. So we're gonna be using one of the abilities of the monk, and we have an extra turn which we are gonna be using with vision mockery. We're gonna do the opponent right here. So we have an additional attack with the action surge. So we're going to use it, and we can perform an unarmed strike here on the opponent. With this is gonna be our third attack that we are able to do, and we're gonna end our turn. We had on the group, we can also diffuse the situation between Zebulon and this one member with a persuasion, which is one of the top skills that we have as Sanji, because he's very, very persuasive. We're gonna charm person, and we're gonna use guidance, so we're gonna have advantage. So we're gonna be picking a final result, and we're gonna be adding the final numbers, so it's a success. We managed to use persuasion, and this is mainly how you wanna use Sanji in your dialogue options. I'm gonna be explaining a little bit more how you can use this more creatively. Alright, so we are back in the battle. This is the next turn that we have right now. We use one of our monk attacks. We're gonna be performing this time against this enemy. So we have another additional action to use, and we're gonna use unarmed attack. And this will be the end of our turn. So back now for our next turn, we're gonna be using again Furies of Blows against this enemy. This is gonna be the first attack that we have. Alright, so we managed to burn him, and we're gonna be using another monk attack. We could use whichever we want from these ones. We have advantage in this situation. Alright, and we have another attack that we can use, which is gonna be an arm attack, and we disable the opponent. Now another thing that I want to focus on is gonna be new the abilities that I have with each speak with animals, which I think is pretty much fitting with the fact that the crew has Chopper. I know Chopper speaks human, but this is a nice touch because you can also have more unique dialogues. So, if you want to expand your Sanji build and in Baldur's Gate 3, you can add a little bit more of rules. For example, you could pick the flirtatious option in dialogue. You could also decide not to attack women, female NPCs, which is gonna give you a little more of difficulty to the build. But it's a little bit more fun, more playful, in case you want to set these rules. So thank you guys. This is the first build that I wanted to make of One Piece characters. If you like it, tell me in the comments so I can build the other ones and share them with you in the coming videos. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Jules, and I'll see you in the next one.
Follow the rules and I won't have to intervene. Got it?